Welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. Tonight we present the Summer Sizzler 100 for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models, the second of the Triple Crown Series in 2010 here at Motordrome Speedway. And as always, we begin tonight with our opening ceremonies, and we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps. If you are moving around the Speedway grounds, we ask that you pause with us momentarily, as tonight's invocation will be delivered by Mr. Chip Rowan from the New Stanton United Methodist Church, and a performance of the National Anthem by Melissa Grimm. Chip?
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just come to you in prayer tonight, God, and we just thank you for all that you provide us. We thank you for this nice evening. We thank you for the competition we are about to enjoy. God, we just thank you for a country where we can worship you freely. And Lord, we thank you for the men and women who fight to protect that freedom. God, we just ask that you would provide safety for the drivers, the crews, and the officials here tonight, God. And we also pray for safety as we travel home. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of our National Anthem by Melissa Grimm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
From Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Snooki Williams. Snooki Williams in car number 4, his second start of the season. Snooki Williams in car 4, many times a pro stock winner here at the Motordrome Speedway, going back to the Paul Zorzi number 8 car. First lap time, 18.816. 18.816. First lap time for Snooki Williams in car 4. Alan Snooki Williams of Latrobe, first car to take time in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Second time much quicker, 18.515. 18.515, the quicker lap for Snooki Williams. Now on the clock, a feature winner at Motordrome this season. Also a dirt track racer on Saturday nights from Murraysville, Pennsylvania in the Benz Motorsports number 60, Tommy Beck. Tommy Beck, a winner each of the last 2 seasons here at Motordrome. First lap time, 17.720. 17.720. First lap time for former Summer Sizzler winner, Tommy Beck. Beck was in victory lane for this very event back in 2008 in car number 60. Second lap time for Beck, 17.767. 17.767. Second lap time for Tommy Beck. Now on the clock, driving for Paul Agrudo Motorsports, the 2007 Motordrome Speedway track champion. From Connellsville, Pennsylvania, Bobby Henry. Henry has won 100-lap feature events here at Motordrome in the past, and his first lap time, 17.646. 17.646 first lap time for Bobby Henry. He has won the early season 100-lapper for Palagrudo Motorsports. And his time for the Summer Sizzler, lap 2 in qualification, 17.694. 17.694, second lap time for Bobby Henry of Connellsville in car number 11. Now on the clock in car 33, a 25-year veteran from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, John Komorinsky. John Komorinsky, former pro stock champion of the Motordrome Speedway with one career victory in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. First lap time for the Summer Sizzler, 17.935. 17.935 first lap time for John Komorinsky. Sporting a brand new sponsor. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later on this evening. Komorinsky has had several top 5 and top 3 finishes this season. Second lap time, 17.972. 17.972. Second lap time for John Komorinsky. One of the New York Invaders now taking time. Bob Weber in car 71. Bob Weber, regular at the Lake Erie Speedway in car 71, making his first Motordrome appearance of 2010 in car 71. First lap time, 18.040. 18.040 first lap time for New York's Bob Weber in car 71. Weber making his first Motordrome start, I believe, in several seasons. And a second lap time, 17.835. 17.835 second lap time for Bob Weber. Now taking time, the former Motordrome Truck Division champion, the veteran from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, in car number 1, Steve Black. Steve Black, a 2-time winner in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models this season. First lap time, 17.800. 17.800 first lap time for Steve Black. Second lap for 2-time winner Steve Black, 17.736. 17.736 second lap time for Steve Black. Now out to qualify, no stranger to Motordrome Speedway for Crown Jewel events. Another of the New York Invaders in car number 47, Scott Wiley. Scott Wiley in car 47 made 2 starts here in 2009. First lap time, 17.775. 17.775 first lap time for Scott Wiley. Wiley made 2 or 3 visits last season, but in his first Motordrome start of 2010, his second lap time, 17.765. 17.765 second lap time for Scott Wiley. Now on the clock, the Rookie of the Year contender in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models from Ruffsdale, Pennsylvania, the Duke of Ruffsdale himself, Matt Gardner. Gardner, the defending champion of the Charger division, now leaping up the NASCAR ladder to the Super Late Models. First lap time, 18.821. 18.821 first lap time for rookie Matt Gardner in car 7. This the car formerly steered by Richard Mitchell of Brewston Mills, West Virginia. And rookie Gardner's second lap time, 19.059. 19.059 second lap time for Matt Gardner. And now in a brand new ride with Benz Motorsports from Acme, Pennsylvania, 3-time feature winner in 2010, Neil Brown in car 14. Neil Brown now driving for Benz Motorsports. First lap time for Brown, 17.717. 17.717 for Neil Brown in car 14. Brown was the leading feature winner of 2008, 2009, 3 wins in 2010, and he's second quick on his first lap. Second lap a little bit slower, 17.815. 17.815 17.815 second lap time for former Piney Lasky Memorial winner Neil Brown. Now getting set to take time in car number 96. 2 times a feature winner in 2010 from 84 Pennsylvania, Mark Poole. Mark Poole in car 96, multiple feature winner each of the last 3 seasons here at Motordrome Speedway. Championship contender again this season. First lap time, 17.660. 17.660. Second quick time on the first lap for Mark Poole. Bobby Henry currently established the pole position time. And slower the second lap, 17.647. 17.647 second lap time for Mark Poole. And now on the clock from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, a top 10 racer in the championship point standings at Motordrome in 2010, driving car number 83, Joe Moose. Joe Moose solidly in the top 10 of the point standings coming into tonight's Summer Sizzler 100 for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. First lap time, 18.807. 18.807 first lap time for Joe Moose in car 83. Second lap time for Moose, 18.607. 18.607, the second lap time for Joe Moose. Now on the clock in car 75 from Jenners, Pennsylvania, Barry Audi. Audi, a feature winner in 2010, a feature winner in 2009. Championship contender, second in the point standings coming into tonight. First lap time, 17.757. 17.757, the first lap time for Barry Audi. Audi, a former champion of Jennerstown Speedway and a former champion of Clearfield Speedway. Second lap time for the Summer Sizzler 100, 17.820. Continuing the trend of slower second laps by these drivers, 17.820, the second lap time for Barry Audi. Now under the electric eye from Curwensville, Pennsylvania, the young driver of car number 26 is Nathan Russell. Nathan Russell making only his second start of the season at Motordrome Speedway here tonight. The former dirt track street stock ace gets crossed up out of turn 4. An excellent save after the miscue, time of 18.137. A scary moment and a time of 18.137 for Nathan Russell. Russell, who has been to victory lane in a dirt street stock, looking for his first NASCAR Subway Super Late Model win, 18.143. Second lap time for Nathan Russell of Curwensville, 18.143. Now headed to the laser beam on the start-finish line from Venetia, Pennsylvania. In car number 50, another former dirt track racer, Doug Bakayoki. Doug Bakayoki in car 50 from Venetia, Pennsylvania, now on the clock. Bakayoki making his second start of 2010 here tonight at Motordrome Speedway. First lap time, 18.291. 18.291. First lap time for Doug Bakayoki. Second lap time for Bakayoki, headed to the checkered flag, 18.085. 18.085, second lap time for Doug Bakayoki. Three-time Motordrome track champion and the defending champion of the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. From McKeesport, Pennsylvania, in car number 31, Mark Catone. Mark Catone, the veteran racer, former Jennerstown champion as well. First lap time, 17.698. 17.698. First lap time for Catone, the winner of the June 100 lapper. winner of the first of our Triple Crown Series in 2010. Second lap time, 17.578. 17.578. Second lap time for Mark Catone, and he is fastest. Mark Catone establishes the new pole time in car 31. Now on the clock from Somerset, Pennsylvania, former Motordrome track champion in car 95, Gary Wiltrout. Gary Wiltrout in car 95. First lap time, 17.895. 17.895. First lap time for Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout, the 2002 Motordrome champion, also a Jennerstown Speedway champion and a feature winner this season. Second lap time, 17.764. 17.764. Second lap time for Gary Wiltrout, as Mark Catone has the time to beat, 17.578. The only driver into the 17.5s. And now on the clock from Alum Bank, Pennsylvania, in car number 51, Todd Price. Feature winner in 2010 in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. A first-time winner, in fact, this season. And Todd Price, first lap, 18.037. 18.037. Second lap time for Todd Price. In preparation for tonight's Summer Sizzler 100. Price also solidly in the top 10 of the championship point standings. Second lap time, 18.085. 18.085. Second lap time for Todd Price. Now about to break the laser beam at the start-finish line. The young driver from Hunker, Pennsylvania, in car number 64, Michael Zombar. Michael Zombar in car 64. This machine was torn up badly in a violent crash early in 2010. This team has worked their way back into competition. First lap time, 18.657. 18.657. First lap time for Hunker's Michael Zombar. Second lap time for Zombar, 18.497. 18.497. Second lap time for Michael Zombar. Now taking time in car number 37. From Glenshaw, Pennsylvania, Paul Urso. Paul Urso. He does have a feature victory in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models and is a former Rookie of the Year in this division. First lap time for Urso, 17.882. 17.882. First lap time for Paul Urso. His race team has 2 entries in tonight's Summer Sizzler 100. Coming out of turn 4 to take his second lap time, Paul Urso clocks in at 17.730. 17.730. Second lap time for Paul Urso. Now on the clock, a 3-time Motordrome Speedway track champion from Dunbar, Pennsylvania, in car number 18, Rick Miller. First season of driving for Hemphill Racing in the 18 car, and Miller's first time, 18.092. 18.092, the first lap time for Rick Miller. He's been to victory lane in special events before at Motordrome Speedway. The former ASA National Traveler, headed for a second lap time of 18.062. 18.062, second lap time for Rick Miller. Now on the clock, another of the youngest drivers in this field. From Clarksburg, West Virginia, in car 28, Dave Wiltsey. Dave Wiltsey in car 28, competing in his first full season of competition at the Motordrome Speedway. First lap time, 18.010. 18.010. First lap time for the West Virginian, Dave Wiltsey in car 28. Wiltsey has skipped a couple of weeks of competition, knocking him out of the top 10 of the point standings. Second lap time, 18.036. 18.036 second lap time for Dave Wiltsey. And making his first start in a couple of seasons or more at Motordrome Speedway. Driving the 00 for Urso Racing, Larry Bahana from Monongahela, Pennsylvania. Larry Bahana in car 00. Many-time winner in Pro Stock competition. Moved up to the super late models later in his career and makes his first start in some time. First lap time, 18.595. 18.595 first lap time for Larry Bahana. Bahana took a long hiatus from the sport early in this decade. And his second lap time, 18.455. 18.455 first lap time, second lap time for Larry Bahana. Final qualifier for the Summer Sizzler 100. From Jenners, Pennsylvania in car 23, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes in car 23 making his first start of 2010 and his first lap time, 18.547. 18.547 first lap time for Dusty Rhodes in car 23, the former Jennerstown Speedway Limited Late Model champion, couple of times over. Second lap time, 18.536. 18.536 second lap time for Dusty Rhodes in car 23. Top 12 drivers will redraw for starting positions. 76, Jessica Knight. 49, Mark Tringes Jr. 8, Andy Zatola. 31, points leader Bill Schwartz. 23, Eugene Zerfoss. Green flag is out. Coca-Cola Super Compacts. 15 laps in distance, getting us started here on Summer Sizzler night, and we're 3 and 4 wide all the way through the pack. June Mihalik in car 38. Oh, Kevin Caveman Keffer going off course just a bit in turn 4, but the green flag stays out. Mihalik with the race lead. 46 of Sean Rich battling for second with the 37 of Ben Stahl, then the 11 of Steven Scheltman. Every driver in the top 7 positions is looking for a career first win. Big lead for June Mihalik, the rookie driver. She has a couple of heat race victories to her credit this season. Steven Scheltman in second. Steven Scheltman has led races down to 2 laps to go twice in his young career looking for that first win. And now he takes the lead with Jessica Knight right there in car 76. Jessica and June, 2 of our female competitors, door to door in the fight for second spot as Scheltman has now taken the lead. Young Steven Scheltman of Pittsburgh has led a lot of feature laps looking for that first checkered flag. Ben Stahl is 4th, Dale Grubbs is 5th. And now a challenge for the lead. Jessica Knight moves to the outside of Steven Scheltman. Door to door down the back straight. Both young drivers, both looking for a first win. Both driving neons. And out of turn 4, I believe Scheltman is going to hang on to the lead by inches, and he will. Being told now, being corrected that it's Christopher Knight driving the 76 car tonight. Christopher Knight, he picked up a heat race win last week, so Christopher Knight behind the wheel of that car that's fighting for the lead with Steven Scheltman in car 11. And now Knight becomes the race leader on lap 6 of 15. Those 2 drivers breaking far away from the rest of the pack. The 37 of Ben Stahl in 3rd, and now we've got the 05 of Paul Koffler Jr. climbing up through the field and making his way into the top 5. He moves around Mihalik as the lead battle rages on side by side. Lead goes back to Sheltman officially on lap 7, as Sheltman was out in front by inches at the scoring line. Look at this lead battle. They are glued together door to door into turn 3 once again, both looking for a first career win. Crossed flags indicate halfway through the 15-lap feature for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. A pair of Dodge Neons trading paint out of turn number 2. Sheltman has got to be so frustrated. He has nearly won 2 events in 2010. Just hasn't quite had what it takes on the final lap 2 times. And now let's see if he can fight Christopher Knight to the checkered flag. Knight got that heat race victory last Friday night. And here this evening with no heats to get a feel for the racetrack, they are running on the slick daylight surface on a warm Friday evening and going 3 wide as they put a lap on rookie John Simsick. Steven Sheltman in car 11, his father a racer in the Charger division, Christopher Knight in car 78. Many family members have competed over the years here at Motordrome and Jennerstown Speedways. With 5 laps to go now, the lead battle still side by side, door to door. Sheltman in the 11, Knight in the 78 as Kyle Komorinsky heads pit side, putting on a duel for the ages here in the Super Compacts. Eugene Zerfoss, the veteran driver, most recently pulled victory away from the clutches of Steven Sheltman, and there was some hard contact between the leaders that lap in turn 2. Oh, we got a spin right in front of the leaders there in turns 3 and 4. That was Mark Tringes Sr. He gets out of the way just in the nick of time for the leaders to move around him. Lap 12, and it's Christopher Knight back in the lead, and look at that, hard contact in turn 1 this time. The leaders are beating each other up for a career first victory in the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Now into 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all the way from the back of the field. It's last week's winner, Paul Koffler Jr., Eugene Zerfoss, and Bill Schwartz, but all attention is up on the lead fight. Side by side and leaning on each other all the way through turns 1 and 2 every lap. Sheltman was officially scored the point position man on lap 13. And as we approach the white flag, it's still either one of these drivers that could pick up the win. Final time into turn number 1. Sheltman has the lead by a fender, Knight to his outside, and a lapped car could play a role in this event. Knight dives to the bottom, Sheltman turns down to try and block, and he misses the block. They're approaching the 08 of Teddy Gabala. Now Sheltman reels in the back bumper, cannot make a challenge for the win. First career victory for Christopher Knight in car 78 over Steven Sheltman, Eugene Zerfoss, Paul Koffler Jr., and Bill Schwartz. A Subway gift certificate for you. Now, before we talk about tonight's race, let's talk a little about your family. I see this street stock driver standing over here. How are you guys all related of the racing nights here at Motordrome?
Well, my dad runs the street stocks and my brother runs the modifieds.
And I know you have you share the driving chores here when the car is numbered 76. Is that your sister?
Yeah, it is.
Now, you bring the car to victory lane first, so there's going to be some family bragging rights at that next dinner conversation. Am I right?
Yeah, there should be.
Now let's talk about that race. You guys were trading paint all the way through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch the whole second half of the race. What's that like from the driver's cockpit?
It's a blast. It's fun being able to go out there and run door to door and nobody take each other out.
And a chance to thank your sponsors and crew for this first career win.
Thank Car Lloyd Tire and my family for supporting me.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. First ever victory lane appearance in the Coca-Cola Super Compacts, Christopher Knight. So row number 1, Chad Goring on the inside, Tracy Keller on the outside. 15 laps the distance for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Green flag is out. As the Chargers charge through turns 1 and 2, we're 3 wide in the battle for 3rd position. We're 3 wide in the battle for 6th position. We're 3 wide in the battle for 7th position. Unbelievable action on lap 1. Race leader Tracy Keller, the former division champion, out in front of Chad Goring. Now we're going to be 4 wide on the backstretch. John Scott gets squeezed out. We're 4 wide into turn 3. And Chris Spadacine gets tagged by Ed McConnell. He tags him right back. And we got a hard impact as Roger Bryan goes into Chris Spadacine. Unbelievable action here on lap number 2 for the Chargers. 2nd, Chad Goring. 3rd, John Scott. 4th, Denny Keller. And 5th, Al Minjock as the green flag waves. Battle for 2nd. Championship contender Denny Keller. Moving to the inside of Chad Goring, the rookie driver in 00. And Keller powers his way into the runner-up spot behind his cousin. Race leader Tracy Keller has not been to victory lane in 2010. In fact, he's been on the hook of the tow truck after that car was badly damaged in a serious crash. And now returning to action, looking for a first win, his cousin in 2nd spot. 2 wins on the season in car 13. Keller versus Keller. In turn number 3, and the lead has changed hands. Denny Keller makes a pass of his cousin quickly for the lead on lap 4. Now points leader Zane Farrell moves to the inside of Tracy Keller. He takes away the 2nd spot, and 2 of the drivers likely to walk away with the championship hardware at our awards banquet in November are 1 and 2 on the speedway. 13, Denny Keller. 14, Zane Farrell. 1, Tracy Keller back to 3rd spot. Zane Farrell in the 14, 3 times a winner this season. Race leader Denny Keller in car number 13, coming into tonight in the championship standings, is 2nd on the strength of 2 feature victories. And there's only 17 points separating the leaders in the championship points tally. Now a battle for 3rd begins to develop as Ron Eifert III, a 3-time winner, moves to the inside of early race leader Tracy Keller. So we are on lap 7 of 15 for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. 8 laps remaining. And Eifert moves into 3rd spot. Al Minjock and John Scott fighting for 5th. Side by side out of turn number 4 at the crossed flags, signaling halfway. Minjock-Scott battle settles down for the moment. Race leaders put a lap on Mary Catherine Shimko, and now it's the 21 of Gary Ankrum and front row starter Chad Goring going side by side into turn 1. Ankrum in the Just Simply Clean Cricket Mobile Anytime Fitness 21 car. Ankrum, a former dirt track winner at Farmington, a graduate of the 4-cylinder Super Compacts, makes that move around front row starter Goring, as does Bob Garchak Jr. Five laps remaining. Race leader Denny Keller has an advantage of about a 1/3 of a straightaway over Zane Farrell. In 3rd spot, Ron Eifert III. So in the top 3 positions on the track right now, 8 feature victories are represented from 2010. Eifert in the 61 car, a graduate of the 4 cylinders. Farrell in 14, a go-kart racing graduate who surprisingly won features as a rookie in 2009, and race leader Denny Keller from a longtime racing family, a veteran of the Charger division. No surprise that he has 2 wins on the season. We got a spin on the front straight. Bob Garchak Jr. will bring out the caution flag with 3 laps to go. And a close call for the race leader, Denny Keller. And we're gonna set up a 3-lap dash to the finish, not what Keller wanted to see. Minjock 5th, green flag waves. It's now Denny Keller and Zane Farrell, the 1 and 2 men in the point standings, duking it out for 3 laps. And here's the lead battle. When push comes to shove, it's Farrell versus Keller. And Farrell pries open the inside lane after starting a bit deeper in the field. They're side by side in turn 4. Coming to the signal of 2 laps to go, they're rubbing fenders, trading paint, swapping doors, and going sideways in turn 1. Now Keller returns the contact to the rear bumper of Farrell's car in the middle of the back straight. Again, he lets Farrell know that he's there. It's a veteran and a sophomore driver fighting for the win. Farrell drifts up the banking. White flag is out. We're door to door again. Hard into one another down the front straight. They are playing tag for this win. It's Denny Keller now out in front once again, and now they get together down the back straight. Keller and Farrell spin from the lead on the final lap. Coming into turn number 4, the new race leader, Ron Eifert III in car 61 will take the checkered flag. Al Minjock will finish 2nd, Tracy Keller 3rd, Ed McConnell 4th, and John Scott in 5th position. Well, here in Victory Lane, a Subway gift certificate for you, Ron. We've talked to you after you've obliterated the field. We've talked to you after close races. With 2 to go, did you think you even had a shot at this victory tonight?
No, not at all.
As you're watching that happen in front of you, are you more tempted to back off and give those guys some room to settle their own score?
I laid back completely because I didn't want involved in that. So it was crazy.
Probably the most surprising win of your 4 this season, without a doubt.
Yes, definitely.
And a chance to thank your sponsors and crew for this slow, steady victory. You know, it's almost like the tortoise and the hare. You just let the hares take off and became the tortoise there near the end.
It paid off.
And your sponsors and crew.
First, I'd like to thank my fiancée, Julie. I keep forgetting to mention her, so I mentioned her. Westmore Insurance, Napa, Eifer's Garage, PA Racing Online, Monjels, everyone, thanks.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The steady road to victory lane for Ron Eifert III. Defending champion in the 0, Dink Colarusso. 31, former champion Sean Phillips. 03, rookie Terry Schwartz. As we go green and racing. Napa Street Stock 25-lap feature. Full speed down the back straight with Dustin Blank, the early race leader. Now Aaron Minjock dives beneath the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik in a fight for 2nd position. Tom Knight Sr. in 4th all by himself, then 2 by 2 from there on back. Knight, who was just by himself, quickly moves up to challenge Andrew Kostelnik's 57 car. And Knight, who was just celebrating with family in Victory Lane after the Super Compact feature, advances himself to 3rd spot. Race leader Dustin Blank in 94, with about a car length and a advantage over the 34 of Aaron Minjock. Minjock a winner this year for the first time in street stock racing after graduating from the Chargers as a dominant winner. Blank, a former late model racer, a former National Traveling Goodies Dash Series racer. Got a win in the Napa Street Stocks a year ago, and now will have to fend off the advances of Minjock in the quest for career win number 2. Very close they enter turn 3. Now Minjock pulls alongside Blank, who slides through the outside groove. New race leader on lap 4 is Aaron Minjock. as Minjok completes the pass for the lead. Knight all by himself in third. Then Kostelnik and good friend Scott Aiello. That battle will be for fourth position here on lap 5. Last week's winner, Dink Colarusso in the 0, also part of this mix of cars, and Aiello powers his way into fourth. Kostelnik seems to have something amiss in that car as he's been dropping back since the start and drops back too quickly for Sean Phillips to avoid contact. And we've got a caution with Kostelnik spinning in turn 4. Second, Dustin Blank, and an early start there in turn 3 by the leader, Tom Knight Sr. In third, but now under fire from points leader Scott Aiello and defending champion Dink Colarusso. On the restart, Knight loses 3 positions as Matt Sever now powers through. A tough restart for the veteran from Plum as the 76 car drops back. And Dink Colarusso goes sideways there in turn 4, makes a nice save. Working lap number 6, it continues to be Aaron Minjok, Dustin Blank. And then a few car lengths back to the Scott Aiello, Dink Colarusso battle. Aiello, the current points leader. Colarusso, last year's championship winner. And Matt Sever in 5th. The rookie campaigner, the defending champion of the Super Compact division. Aiello and Colarusso, very good friends off the racetrack. And here on the racetrack, nose to tail and closing in on Dustin Blank are both of these drivers. Minjok is opening up an advantage as the race leader in Dustin Blank. The DeWitt Enterprises, number 94, falling back just a little from the leader and about to experience the pressure of Scott Aiello and Dink Colarusso. And look at Matt Sever, who outbraked the defending champion into turn 3 and got the inside lane coming out of 4. A dive bombing move by the EESI Chevrolet of Matt Sever, number 83. Sever now side by side with the defending champ as Aiello goes side by side with Dustin Blank for second. 4 cars fighting for second, third, and fourth positions. We may be 3 wide in turn number 1, and we are 3 wide in turn number 2. Sean Phillips on the bottom. Oh, we got hard impact there. Dink Colarusso got into Dustin Blank, and Blank gets into the outside retaining wall. Green flag stays out. Matt Sever now in third. Scott Aiello now in second. Andrew Kostelnik limps pit side once again as Aaron Minjok remains the race leader, but now it's Scott Aiello, Matt Sever, and Dink Colarusso in line behind him. About a car length separating each of those drivers here on lap 12 of 25 in the Napa Street Stocks. Sean Phillips in car 31 got some damage when Kostelnik slowed in front of him, but nevertheless, he is maintaining his position in the top 5 with these drivers who look like they are going to produce another stellar finish here. Cross flag signal to the drivers midpoint of this event. And Matt Sever, who made a dive bombing pass of Dink Colarusso, now makes a more careful inside pass. Looking to advance to second position around the 00 of Scott Aiello. Side by side behind them, Dink Colarusso in 0, Sean Phillips in 31. Colarusso looks to the inside of Aiello. Sever completed the pass for second. Now Aiello looks to move into third as the points leader may be the driver falling back now. 10 laps to go. Aiello on the outside. Colarusso on the inside. And Matt Sever gaining on the race leader. Sever's pass of Colarusso was a scary aggressive pass in turn 3. Then a more methodical pass of Scott Aiello, and now he's threatening the race leader. The rookie in the Napa Street Stocks, Matt Sever, trying to become a 3-time winner as they're going 3 wide behind the lead battle. Phillips on the inside, Colarusso in the middle, points leader Aiello up high, still 3 wide all the way through turn 3, all the way through turn 4. Phillips is now in third, and Matt Sever becomes the race leader at the same time. working lap 17 of 25. The young rookie driver is now out in front. The teenager makes a pass of veteran Aaron Minjok. Now Sean Phillips from deep in this field in car 31, trying to take second spot away from Minjok. Just a couple of weeks ago, oh, we got contact there as Colarusso gets into Minjok. Sparks are flying in turns 1 and 2. Green flag stays out down the backstretch. A couple of weeks ago, veteran champion Sean Phillips and rookie Matt Sever battled to the checkered flag. And on the final lap, Phillips took the win. In victory lane, Phillips said, that kid is gonna be a champion someday. And with 6 laps to go, the veteran Phillips will have to once again reel in the teenager to earn another victory. Side by side for third, Colarusso and Minjok, who made contact in that battle earlier, door to door coming out of turn 4. Can see body damage to Ding Colarusso's machine as a result of so much 3-wide racing to this point in the event. And as Minjok was trying to pass Colarusso back, Scott Aiello saw an opening. Now the points leader goes door to door with the early race leader. It's Aiello to the inside of Minjok in the battle for 4th position. 4 laps to go. As they stay door to door, Phillips is closing in just a bit on race leader Matt Sever. In fact, Phillips has gained about a car length a lap and headed down the front straight. Sever's once huge lead is only about 2 car lengths with 3 laps to go. Phillips closes in again into turn 1. Colarusso secures 3rd position by himself, so the lead battle now. Separation of 2 car lengths on the back straight. Phillips the veteran, Sever the rookie. Sever, who won double-digit features last season in the Super Compacts, the first one to see the signal of 2 laps to go. Phillips right on his rear bumper as they enter the back straight. The same battle we saw 2 weeks ago for the win. The youngster and the former champion. Sever, who made a bold pass of the defending champ to get to the front of this field, and Phillips, who suffered damage when he got into the slowing Andrew Kostelnik car on their final lap. Phillips puts the bumper to the youngster. Now to the inside he goes. Lapped car of Terry Schwartz looms in front of the leaders. Phillips makes light contact. Great save made by Sever. Here they come to the finish. Sever goes sideways on the outside of the speedway. Who's it going to be at the finish? It's Matt Sever by inches. I want to tell you something you probably didn't hear before. The last time you and that former champion battled to the finish line, he climbed out of his car and said, that young guy is going to be a champion real soon. Now, after that hard-fought victory, how was that to race side by side with Phillips to the finish line?
Oh, that was unbelievable. We went, beginning of the race, we were starting in the back, and we were coming up through traffic, and traffic's just getting tougher every week. Everyone's getting faster, and I got to apologize to Dink and whoever was outside of him. I guess we were three wide down the back straightaway, and I had no idea. And I come up out of the turn, and the back end just jumped out from under me, and I just caught him, and we had some contact. But you know what? Racing with guys like this is unbelievable. I mean, I got a good group of guys here, and I race side by side with any of them.
This had to be your closest feature finish, even going back to your Super Compact days.
I don't even know how much I won by, to be honest with you. Can someone please tell me? You know what? It was unbelievable. Coming up off of 4, I'm like, oh, man, I see him coming in the mirror, and I thought, oh, I just got to keep the hammer down, and it stuck. And once I got up on the straightaway, it took off, and what a run.
So one close finish for him, one close finish for you. How about a chance to thank the sponsors and crew?
I got to thank all these guys. This is like a family. I mean, EESI, McGowan and Stauffer, PJ Dick Trumbull, the Lux Brothers. I mean, they help us out. I mean, we're out in the garage till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever it takes. And Mr. and Mrs. Martinelli, brains of the outfit, obviously just speechless there. And also my mom and dad and everyone that helps us get it here every week.
There he is, as a rookie, a third feature win for Matt Sever. 4, most recent winner from Elizabeth, PA, Bobby Shipp. 93, Mike Lemley. 71, Troy Knight. Green flag is out, 25 laps for the final 10 modified. Wheel to wheel, Billy Rebar takes the lead from J.P. Weiser, last year's Lake Erie Speedway Rookie of the Year. as Adam Kostelnik, the 6-time Motordrome champion, looks inside. Several cars made contact there in turn 3. Everybody still pointed the right direction, and Billy Rebar leads lap number 1, opening up his advantage over Weiser and Kostelnik. J.P. Weiser in car 17, heat race winner here at Motordrome in his first full season of racing here. Feature win at Lake Erie Speedway this season as their defending Rookie of the Year. And the driver right behind him, the 6-time champion in a brand new ride with 1 victory in 2010, Adam Kostelnik. Three cars fighting for the lead on lap 3 of 25. Billy Rebar, J.P. Weiser, and Adam Kostelnik. In 4th spot, it's Brian Shipp all by himself. As Weiser looked to be challenging to the high side, then the car got a little loose on him. That allowed Kostelnik to close up right to his rear bumper. But the Flying Fireman pacing this field and extending it by a car length down the back straight. Looking for a career first win and having a stellar 2010 is Billy Rebar. Rebar in the All-Star Pizza number 18. Leading the way over the Reno trailer sales, J. Yurt chassis 17 of J.P. Weiser. And the HB Motorsports North Star equipment sponsor 00 of Adam Kostelnik in 3rd. And Brian Shipp has caught the lead trio. On lap 6, Shipp is now in 4th spot and nipping at the heels of Adam Kostelnik. Tried to look to the inside that time, did Shipp. Rebar hangs on to the lead using the high lane in turn 4 as he has each lap so far, fending off Weiser's advances for the first 7 laps. In turns 2 and 4, Rebar very comfortable to use the upper lane. No challengers yet to his inside as Kostelnik fills the rearview mirror of J.P. Weiser. As we work lap 8, Chris Brink has worked his way around Bobby Shipp and now closes in on Brian Shipp. Brink, the Glenn Campbell Gambler, using his trademark outside lane, separating the Shipp brothers from one another, and looking to take the 4th spot away from younger brother Brian Shipp in car 40. Brian has a feature win just like Adam Kostelnik, who he's challenging. Brink in the 3 car has 3 victories in 2010. Bobby Shipp with 1 win in the 04 car is just behind them. As we have reached lap 10, Billy Rebar continues to pace this field. Brian Shipp holds position to the inside of Chris Brink while challenging Adam Kostelnik, a 3-car fight for 3rd position. Now they are wheel to wheel. The battle for 3rd and the battle for 5th, and Brian Shipp gets crossed up. His big brother Bobby has to let off the throttle, nearly collects Lonnie Hoffman, and Chris Brink stays right to the outside of the brothers Shipp. Adam Kostelnik now drifting back just a couple of car lengths from the rear bumper of J.P. Weiser. And Brian Shipp has his sights set on the defending champion. Shipp and Brink both closing into the rear bumper of the 00 car. Nearly 3 wide, we were in turn 4, with Billy Rebar pacing the field first 13 laps of this 25-lap main event. Brink, Shipp, Hoffman and Shipp, all 4 cars racing under a blanket in 4th, 5th, 6th on back. Close racing all through turn 4. J.P. Weiser nearly hit the outside wall that time, trying to fend off Adam Kostelnik as Rebar maintains about a car length advantage. Adam Kostelnik slowing just a bit on the back straight. He gathered the car back up after what could have been a miscue exiting turn 2. And that allows Weiser and Rebar to break free of this now 5-car fight for 3rd position on back. 10 laps remaining. Rebar has led the distance. Weiser trying to set up an inside pass as Rebar's using the outside lane. Now Kostelnik recovers from the miscue and pulls right up to the rear bumper of Weiser. Challenge for the lead on the front straight. Rebar still hangs on, but his lead has diminished. J.P. Weiser looking to the inside. Both of these men looking for a first Motordrome win. Two of the youngest drivers in this field have led it from the start over the 6-time defending champion Kostelnik in third, and now Chris Brink has made the pass of Brian Shipp for fourth. We're working lap 17, and it's still anybody's race in the Wyotech Modifieds. Brink goes to the outside of Kostelnik. They're even at the front bumpers all the way through turn 3. And as Weiser tries to hold them off, Rebar is building up an even bigger lead on lap 18. The young Smithton, Pennsylvania driver, the Flying Fireman, with a lead advantage now of 4, maybe 5 car lengths and growing. Kostelnik now slipping back a position to Chris Brink. Brink, as he passes Kostelnik, very quickly looks to challenge J.P. Weiser, who again goes sideways out of 4, and we were 3 wide briefly with Brian Shipp. Working lap 19, and Brink breaks free. We're 3 wide as Kostelnik tries to gather it up. A miscue sends the defending champion back 4 spots in 1 lap. Now Chris Brink in second spot. In third spot, I should say, trying to work on a pass for second. The rest of the field getting awfully squirrely with 5 laps to go. With that pack of automobiles is about 10 car lengths off the rear bumper of third place driver Chris Brink. Brink and Weiser will soon be battling for second position as Billy Rebar, the race leader, has only 4 laps to go between himself and an upset first ever win at Motordrome. J.P. Weiser in the 17 car slams the door in the outside attempt of Chris Brink down the back straight. Weiser has gained back the ground that he lost to Rebar and now makes a lead bid out of turn 4. 3 laps to go, and 2 of the 3 drivers at the front of this pack have never been to victory lane at Motordrome. 3-time winner and points leader Chris Brink in his preferred outside lane, challenging J.P. Weiser for second, who's challenging Billy Rebar for the lead. 2 laps to go. Rebar out in front on lap 23. The young Flying Fireman from Smithton with about a car length and a half between himself and the battle between J.P. Weiser and Chris Brink for second. Out of turn 4, the white flag in the air, nearly 3 wide was that battle for second. Into turn number 1 goes Billy Rebar. A smooth, consistent 2010 season may produce a first career win tonight. An upset victory it would be. Chris Brink, the points leader, now in second. Brink will look to the outside in turn 4. Rebar tries to slam the door, and coming down the front straight, an upset victory for Billy Rebar over Chris Brink, J.P. Weiser, Lonnie Hoffman, and Bobby Shipp. Billy, we have watched you in about 2 seasons go from an entrant to a competitor to a contender, and now to a winner in the Wyotech Modifieds. How does it feel?
It's amazing, man. I've been coming here for 20-some years in the fans. And I started selling with the fire department tickets, and I always told everybody I was going to drive one of these things. Anybody out there doesn't believe you can't do this, stick with it, because you can, because I did it tonight.
An unbelievably smooth drive. You used the outside lane in turns 2 and turns 4, not usually the preferred lane, and still no challengers to the inside until those final couple of laps. What was going through your mind as you saw Chris Brink closing in?
Well, my car was loose the entire night from hot laps on. We made some minor adjustments, and I was using way too much brake. And I knew the 17 was going to race me clean. I want to thank him for that. And Chris is fast on the outside. I've had some bad luck letting him on the inside of me, so I wasn't going to give him that lane.
So a lane choice pays off in victory lane. Did you think your first win would come at this point in 2010?
You know, I'm not real sure what's going to happen next year, getting married and everything, and might take some time off, buy a house, but I don't know after tonight, man. So
rethinking the retirement plans, and how about a chance to thank all the sponsors and crew that put this ride in victory lane for the first time?
American Legion Club of Smithton, believe me when no one else would believe in me. Lemley Contracting, Brian Auto Solution 51. Napa, Bell Vernon, my boys helped me out like you wouldn't believe. Bobby C's Bar and Grill in Smithton. Augustine Plastering and All-Star Pizza. Best pizza you eat in around South Huntington Township, Smithton area.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first time in victory lane for Billy Rebar. Tommy Beck in 60, Paul Urso 37. Green flag is out, and the Summer Sizzler 100 is underway. A careful lap one as Barry Audi reaches the scoring line to lead the first circuit of 100. Tommy Beck in car 60. Into the second spot, New York's Scott Wiley third. Then door-to-door, Mark Catone and Paul Urso. Tommy Beck makes an inside pass of Barry Audi and becomes the new race leader out of turn 4, working lap number 3. Beck, a former winner of the Summer Sizzler 100. His Benz Motorsports team has been absent from competition about 3 straight weeks here, while championship contender Barry Audi in the second spot over invader Scott Wiley. Wiley in third, making his first Motordrome start of the season. About to feel some pressure from defending track champion Mark Catone in 31. Wiley, a regular competitor at the Lake Erie Speedway. His family has raced at the Holland Speedway for years in central New York. And Mark Catone is just inches away from the rear bumper of that machine. Best battle is for third. Wiley drifts up just a little bit. Catone slides his car out of turn 4 and will not be able to challenge for third position on lap 7. Paul Urso rides in the 5th position in car 37. Then it's Mark Poole, Steve Black, Bobby Henry, and Gary Wiltrout. Catone in car 31 was the winner of the June Triple Crown event. Catone with 3 victories in total in 2010, including that Crown Jewel event, and now has his car firmly planted beneath Scott Wiley's 47. They remain side by side. Wiley, who's been to Motordrome about 3 or 4 times in his career, seeing this half mile for the first time in 2010. And just behind them, Mark Poole makes a dive-bombing move beneath Paul Urso, then drifts up, forcing Urso to get on the binders. 2-time winner this season, Mark Poole really took a chance there on lap number 10 and made it pay off, gaining 1 position around Paul Urso into the top 5. Now Poole looking to challenge Wiley. Wiley qualified 11th quick tonight, locking himself into the 12-car redraw and grabbing a position at the front of this field for the wave of the green flag. Poole for the moment content in 5th position. Wiley is 4th. Mark Catone all by himself in 3rd position as we work lap 12. Then it's Barry Audi in car 75 who led the first couple go-rounds. And Tommy Beck in car 60, the Subway Eat Fresh Challenge driver of the night, leading the way as a former event winner. Leader Beck will soon encounter lap traffic as his Benz Motorsports, Stans Transmissions, Monarch Oil, Baker Race Cars, Chevrolet Impala, number 60, approaches the Joe Moose number 83 car. The Howard Johnson sponsored Chevrolet. Going a lap down, and Beck quickly approaches the rear bumper of Dave Wiltsey, the West Virginia driver. Rockwood Gas Advanced Auto Parts entry goes a lap down. Barry Audi Audi now has cleared both of those machines, and Mark Catone in third spot is gaining on Audi. Catone, after battling with Scott Wiley for third position, lost a lot of ground to the leaders. And he has made it up relatively quickly as the K-Site sponsored Auto Express Transportation Mama Pepino's Pizza Chevrolet, number 31. Gaining ever so slightly on Barry Audi. Audi aboard the familiar Wheeler Brothers Stoystown Auto Wrecking Chevrolet, number 75. Both Catone and Audi former Jennerstown Speedway champions. Catone 3 times a champion here at Motordrome. Audi also a championship title won at the Clearfield Speedway. And Catone now within striking distance for the runner-up spot. We're working lap 16. They are approaching the Matt Gardner number 7 car as Tommy Beck puts him a lap down. Race leader Beck with about a 10 or 12 car length advantage over Audi, with Catone nearby, and now positions changing back 4th and 5th. Mark Poole has slid beneath the 47 of Scott Wiley, and just as Paul Urso in 37 was about to do the same, Wiley slammed the door. Now Poole is off the pace. Caution flag waving as Mark Poole, the Howard Concrete Pumping Donaldson Supply Chevrolet, pulls out of a top 5 position, no longer under power. Scott Wiley 4th and Paul Urso 5th. Bobby Henry 6th, Neil Brown 7th. Steve Black 8th, green flag flies. At the scoring line, we begin to work lap 20 of 100 with Tommy Beck out in front. Tommy Beck, a dirt track racer on Saturday night, competing at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway and winning there. Also competing on the UFO Super Late Model Tour. As the battle for second intensifies, Mark Catone started back in the middle of the pack and is looking for a way around Barry Audi. Audi, who started on the pole by virtue of a pill draw. Audi was solidly in the top 5 fastest qualifiers for the night, but the quick time was set by Mark Catone, who by inches takes over the runner-up position officially from Barry Audi on lap 22. Let's see if he can complete the pass as Audi looks stout in the outside lane, now in turn 3. Catone has just about a full car length and now secures the 2nd position behind race leader Tommy Beck. Then it's Paul Urso, Bobby Henry, and the 14 of race leader's teammate Neil Brown. These drivers in 4th, 5th, and 6th, and Henry looking for a way around Paul Urso. Henry was on the pole for our June 100 and was the 2nd fastest qualifier tonight in car 11. His Palagrudo Motorsports owned Stone & Company, Scottdale Lumber, Megan Ford sponsored number 11. Looking to the inside of Urso. Urso with longtime sponsorship from Sullivan Chevrolet has his 37 car in the outside lane and fending off for the moment. The advances of Bobby Henry now in turn 3. Henry with a terrific run. And Urso surrenders position number 4 on lap 26. Now Neil Brown just as quickly follows through. Brown made that pass look easy after Henry had to work his way around Urso. Brown took advantage of the opening. Now on the front straight, the lead battle. As Tommy Beck encountered the 28 of Dave Wiltsey, Mark Catone was able to reel in the race leader, and they are now nose to tail down the back straight. This time into turn 3 with clear racetrack in front. Beck opens up a little bit of an advantage, and Joe Moose explodes an engine, heads pit side. Caution flag for oil in turn 4 as Joe Moose let down some fluid. He pulls pit side as a couple of drivers had to gather in their machines. Caution flag once again on lap 26 for Joe Moose. Green flag back out on lap 28 of the Summer Sizzler 100. Tommy Beck the leader, Mark Catone in second. Barry Audi third, Bobby Henry now fourth, Neil Brown in fifth. Tommy Beck and Mark Catone putting distance between themselves and third place driver Barry Audi, who was once the leader of this event. Audi feeling some pressure now from Bobby Henry in the 11. And Neil Brown right there with them as well. Brown has looked strong, although he's followed Henry through the field, so we really don't know if he's been capable or if he's just been following through the openings. But every time Henry gets away, Brown pushes the pedal and seems to be right back on his rear bumper. Henry that time had the inside lane open but did not challenge, and Mark Catone looks to the outside of the race leader. Tommy Beck on the inside, Mark Catone on the outside. Beck, winner of this event in 2008. Catone, winner of the June Triple Crown event. And we got another caution flag on the speedway. In turns 1 and 2, Rick Miller into the grass to avoid the spun number 1 of Steve Black. Black, the two-time winner this season and former truck division champion. Officials trying to determine if Black had a mechanical problem and spun in his own oil, or if the smoke is a result of the spin and the contact with the outside wall. Todd Price again on pit lane. Snooki Williams again on pit lane. Field tightens up, ready to take the green flag. Tommy Beck, Mark Catone. Oh, there's contact inside the top 5. Green flag waves. Stretches out single file as we are not yet near the midpoint of this event. Challenge develops now for third position. Bobby Henry looking beneath the 75 of Barry Audi, two of the most veteran drivers in this field. Henry and Audi have both been competing in asphalt super late models since Western Pennsylvania tracks were paved. Henry now with a fender inside Audi, very close racing in turn 3. And into turn 4, Henry with his best run yet will take over by inches the third position from Barry Audi. And as he has done all throughout the race, Neil Brown follows Henry into the opening beneath Barry Audi in turn 3. And Neil Brown, the 3-time winner in 2010, makes his move for 4th position in car 14. Brown now driving a Stans transmission, Monarch Oil Baker race cars. Number 14 team car to the race leader. And the race leader is under pressure once again. Mark Catone in 31 heads into turn 1 on the outside. Catone showing surprising strength in the outside lane as the leaders go side by side into turn 3. Catone on the outside, Tommy Beck on the inside. Beck, the former Jennerstown champion. Catone, a former Motordrome and Jennerstown champion. And Catone will take the lead out of turn 4 on lap 39. Headed to put Dave Wiltsey in car 28 a lap down. Beck will fall to 2nd spot. Race leader is Mark Catone on lap 40 of the Summer Sizzler 100. 2nd is Tommy Beck. 3rd is Bobby Henry. 4th, Neil Brown, and 5th, Barry Audi. Henry, who wrestled the 3rd position away from Barry Audi, is actually closing in on Tommy Beck. On lap 42, the field stretches out. Mid-race strategy tends to be content where you are. Wait for a late race restart. Don't use up the tires when you need them the most at the finish. Mark Catone with not a tremendous advantage over Tommy Beck after taking the point position away on lap 40. Bobby Henry then in third. He was closing on Beck briefly, but now that interval seems to be holding steady, as Henry is the only driver separating the Benz Motorsports teammates, with Tommy Beck in front of him and Neil Brown, new to that team, just behind him. Brown seemed to be every bit as strong as Henry as they worked their way through the field. Now Henry running away from the 14 car just a bit. Behind Brown, it's Barry Audi, the pole starter in car 75, a championship contender for the second straight year here at Motordrome. And then it's Gary Wiltrout, Bobby Henry's teammate. Wiltrout in 6th position in the running order. Last week's winner here in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Behind Wiltrout, it's Paul Urso in car 37. Had an outstanding qualifying run. And then the New York Invaders, Scott Wiley in car 47. He is just in front of John Komorinsky's number 33 car. On the back straight, as Dave Wiltsey's car slows dramatically, the race leaders slip by. Catone in turn 4 now with about 4 or 5 car lengths between himself and Tommy Beck. And once again, Bobby Henry is gaining on Tommy Beck. The 11 car closing up that interval just a bit. And they are approaching more lap traffic as leader Catone has a side-by-side battle between Snooki Williams and Michael Zombar looming in front of him. Race leader with no place to go headed into turn number 1. And we are seeing the crossed flags of halfway through the Summer Sizzler 100, and the lap traffic parts just in time for the leaders as Catone slides by the 64 of Zombar and closes in on Snooki Williams, who crashed the number 4 car last time out at the Speedway a few weeks back. Now Todd Price, early season feature winner, going a lap down, as Catone, Beck, and Henry seem to be setting a torrid pace. Moving around, Todd Price puts the 3 leaders in clear racetrack. Neil Brown, the 4th lead car in that group, and he makes his way around Price. Catone not stretching out much of a lead over Beck. In fact, in lap traffic, these drivers get very close together. Now a full straightaway worth of clear speedway in front of the leaders. Henry had been gaining just a bit on Tommy Beck in traffic. Let's see what he can do in open racetrack. Distance just about the same between Beck and Henry as between Henry and Neil Brown. Wiltsey continues on in spite of a serious mechanical problem, and the leaders move around him. Brown losing some distance from this lead trio, and now Henry's interval between himself and Beck seems to be growing just a bit after he was closing in on the lead tandem. But Beck is certainly not allowing race leader Mark Catone to run off and hide. Catone completed the pass, and maybe Beck is content to let the defending champion ride in that position in order to save tires for the conclusion of this 100-lap affair. At the scoring line, we begin to work lap 60, and Mark Catone definitely slid the number 31 car in turn 4 that lap. Catone experiencing now a loose handling condition. That car much more under control in turn 4 this lap. Hence that interval grows by about a car length now, maybe 2 car lengths down the back straight. On the front straight, a change of position. 5th place driver Barry Audi has Gary Wiltrout right to his inside, and at the scoring line, Audi officially maintained the 5th spot, but Wiltrout looks to be advancing and taking that position away very soon as he dives to the inside. And last Friday night's winner, Wiltrout, advancing by a fender on lap 63 to see his number 95 go up on the scoreboard and a spin. Paul Urso spins in turns 1 and 2 to bring out the caution flag on lap 63. And Beck lead us back to green flag racing on lap 63. Bobby Henry got a good restart as he lines up 3rd to the inside of Neil Brown. And look at this, Beck reclaims the lead on the restart. Neil Brown moves around Bobby Henry, showing the first signs of life to this point as he followed Henry through all the openings early on, perhaps to save his tires, and uses this double foul restart to his advantage. It's lap 64. Can Brown complete the pass of Henry for 3rd? Maybe Brown is stronger on cooler tires. Maybe Brown was saving that race car for this stage of the race. Maybe Henry won't let the pass be completed at all. But on lap 65, Henry surrenders 3rd spot. It's now the Palagrudo teammates in 4th and 5th. The Benz teammates 1st and 3rd as Catone, who took the lead from Beck, now finds himself sandwiched between the Stans Transmissions Chevrolets. Mark Catone, who welcomed new sponsor K-Site aboard just a few weeks ago, in 2nd spot. The fight for 3rd may not be over. Brown took it away from Henry. Now Henry is fighting back to Brown. This could be a matter of tire temperatures. Henry stronger on warm shoes, and there's contact. A spin in turn 1 as Scott Wiley dives into the rear quarter of Barry Audi and turns around the Jenners veteran. Just in front now, a spin by the 00 of Larry Bahana as he spun in the chaos that ensued after that contact. Scott Wiley dove in a little bit hot in turn 1 and plowed the Barry Audi 75 car. Now Paul Urso comes pit side in the 37. 51 of Price coming pit side. Last restart from Catone, and again an outstanding restart by Beck. Now his teammate Neil Brown looks beneath Mark Catone on lap 67. And Neil Brown takes over 2nd spot. Mark Catone not having good luck on the restarts tonight. Bobby Henry moves to the inside to challenge Catone. It's lap 68 and the Benz Motorsports teammates are out in front, Beck and Brown. Now Catone being challenged by the Palagrudo teammates, and we got an exploding engine as Rick Miller drops oil, spinning Doug Bakayoki, Barry Audi. And a caution flag will wave as Miller sputters to the inside with shiny rear tires indicating oil all over the Motordrome Speedway. Barry Audi involved in a 2nd straight caution flag incident as he spins in the oil, as does Doug Bakayoki. Henry 4th, his teammate Gary Wiltrout 5th, green flag waves. Side by side are Brown and Beck, the teammates. Lead battle is door to door of the Benz Motorsports drivers. On lap 69, a dead heat at the scoring line for the lead. Beck inside, Brown from deep in this starting field, trying to challenge his teammate for the win. Both of these drivers have won the Summer Sizzler in the past, and with 30 laps to go, Brown becomes the official leader. Catone in third, Henry fourth, Will Trout fifth. Can Catone contend for the win after the tires are heated up again, as he's lost all his positions on restarts? Beck back to second, and Catone looking to the outside of him. The Subway Eat Fresh Challenge driver is Tommy Beck, and Bobby Henry is closed in on those two cars. Three drivers fighting for second allows Neil Brown to open up the biggest lead of anyone in the second half of this event so far. Catone makes his move to the outside of Beck. Henry watching to see which driver will win this battle for second so that he can begin to challenge for third. Catone by inches reclaims the second position on lap 73. Now he completes the pass in turn two, and Bobby Henry will follow to the outside of Tommy Beck. Henry amazingly looking for his first win of 2010 still in August, as the 115-time feature winner and former Motordrome champ goes door to door with former Jennerstown champ Tommy Beck. At the scoring line, this time on the front straight, there will be 25 laps remaining in the Summer Sizzler 100. Catone in second. Now Bobby Henry in third over Tommy Beck. And race leader is Neil Brown. The action for second, third, and fourth has allowed Brown to open up about a third of a straightaway advantage between himself and Mark Catone, and maybe Bobby Henry is the fastest car on the speedway. Henry quickly putting a few car lengths between himself and Tommy Beck, and pulls right up to the rear deck lid of Mark Catone's car number 31. Lap 77. With Catone and Henry single file second and third, pulling away from Beck. We'll see if they can chop into the lead of Neil Brown, as Brown on lap 78 approaches the lap car of Dave Wiltsey. Moves to the outside, and it seems like the interval is holding steady, if not growing, after Brown was content to ride behind Bobby Henry through the first portion of this event. He broke free and used these double file restarts to his advantage. Now the battle for fourth goes side by side. Tommy Beck, who was well in command of this event not long ago, surrendering that position to Gary Wiltrout in car 95. With 20 laps to go, Wiltrout is fourth, his teammate Henry is third, Mark Catone is second, and Neil Brown appears to be extending his lead in car 14. Neil Brown in car 14. He's only been at the controls of this machine for 3 starts, as he parked his own number 98 Ford that carried him to 3 wins in 2010 and carried him to lead all other drivers in total victories 2009 and 2008. Brown has 3 wins, as does Mark Catone, who's in second spot right now to lead all other drivers in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Here on lap 83, Brown well in command. Mark Catone second, Bobby Henry third. They are separated by only about 2 car lengths. race leader now approaches the 64 of Michael Zombar. Zombar goes a lap down on the back straight. It appears that Catone may be chopping into that lead by just a little, but he is running out of time as there are just 14 laps to go. Catone made noticeable ground up that lap as Brown had to negotiate Zombar. And now Brown will likely open that interval back up as Catone is forced to the high side around the 64. Now at the point in the event where you use all that you've got. Use up the tires. Use up everything your race car is worth to grab a crown jewel victory here in the closing stages. Henry in third remains a couple car lengths away from mounting a challenge on Mark Catone for second spot. Brown opened up his big lead once again. Working lap 88, he will have clear racetrack in front of him for at least 3 more laps. At the scoring line, 10 laps remain. The driver from Acme, Pennsylvania, Neil Brown, who won a Jennerstown track championship and numerous features here at Motordrome and Jennerstown in the 1990s into this decade, stepped away from pavement racing and became a dirt track late model ace, winning at Roaring Knob during a stint in dirt track racing that came to an end in 2007 when he returned to Motordrome Speedway. He's driven for Richter Motorsports and won. He's driven for his own team and won. He's driven for Sean Pilla's racing team and won. And now as a driver for Benz Motorsports, with 8 laps to go, he is leading the Summer Sizzler 100. And as he closes in on Snooki Williams to put a lap on the number 4 car, Catone has gained considerably, but still not able to mount a challenge. Catone and Henry clear the number 4 of Snooki Williams. In the final stages, field is strung out. Shouldn't be a caution flag, as Brown perfectly worked the double file restarts to his advantage. 5 laps to go. Brown has been to victory lane at Motordrome in regular shows, special events, and has won the crown jewel of them all, the Piney Lasky Memorial 100. That win coming back in 2008. And after just a couple of weeks to test this ride from the Bob Bentz Racing Team, Neil Brown will see the signal of 2 laps to go the next time around. Closing in on Doug Bakayoki's car, number 50. Bakayoki in only his 2nd start of the season. Working lap 98. And Bobby Henry looked to make a move for 2nd on Mark Catone that lap. They are bearing down on the lap car of Doug Bakayoki as the white flag is displayed. Final time around for the driver from Acme, Pennsylvania, and we've got a caution flag. We have got a caution flag on the final lap that will set up a double file restart. Caution flag on the speedway as Bob Weber's number 71 car slowed and dropped fluid. A whole new complexion to this race. Brown, Catone, Henry, Wiltrout, and Beck. And again on the restart, Catone in jeopardy of losing a spot, and here comes Bobby Henry to challenge. Henry to the inside of Brown. The first signs of life from Henry. They may have touched in turn 3 as Brown moves to the outside sliding. The white flag is in the air. Two veteran champions battling it out. It's lap 100 when this race should have come to an end. And the final restart. Bobby Henry vaults from 3rd position to the lead. And coming out of turn 4, his first win of the season. Bobby Henry, as Neil Brown gets into the wall, hangs on to 2nd over Mark Catone, Gary Wiltrout, and Tommy Beck. Bobby Henry, a Subway gift certificate for you. Shocking that that's the first time we're talking to you in August of 2010 here in Victory Lane. Before we talk about that amazing finish, a little bit about your season. Tough luck and perseverance have been the name of the game up until tonight.
That's been that way for 2 years now. I mean, we haven't won one since opening day last year. Man, it feels good. I'll tell you, I definitely want to do without the caution and the double foul restarts. Makes it exciting for the fans, but man, it's nerve-wracking in the car.
Now let's talk about that finish. A 100-lap race gets extended to 101 by a caution, and that was when you made your move. Let's talk about this race car and how it handled up to that point. Were you a contender for the win at any point tonight in your mind?
No, I had a 3rd or 4th place car, and I had a good car at the start, and then I got into Steve Black down on 1 and 2. I think it knocked the toe in a little bit, made it tight after that, and definitely couldn't have did it without the caution, that's for sure.
Now, were cold tires the issue? Mark Catone, each time there was a caution, lost a position. Was this a matter of hot tires, cold tires, or was it a matter of the gearing of the car to launch forward on a restart?
Well, that's what I was doing on caution flags. I wasn't swerving the car back and forth like everybody else is doing. I was kind of just cooling them, and it worked out a lot better that way.
Worked out in fine fashion for you and these excited race fans here in Victory Lane. A chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
Man, it's been a long time. I might have to read it. I mean, I got Megan Ford, Stone & Company, Scottsdale Lumber, Bob Mongell Car Care, Courtyard Catering, Daily Courier. Man, I don't want to forget anybody. We need them all. Fox's Pizza, Clark's Veneer, and if I forgot anybody, I apologize. It's been a long time.
Back-to-back wins for the Palagrudo race team and in Victory Lane for the Summer Sizzler 100. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Henry.